As we mentioned, President Trump today announced a 90-day pause on his latest round of tariffs for all countries except for China, which was hit with even more tariffs amounting to a levy of 125%. What does all this volatility mean for the economy in the near and long term? Joining us now is economist Jim Rounds, president of Rounds Consulting. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, 90-day pause, latest round, China up to 125%. Your thoughts?
Well, my first thoughts have to do with improvement in the stock market, only because it's the first time where I've seen that kind of improvement that I was depressed because I set my threshold at 36,000 for the Dow, so I just missed it. I didn't get back in. But that also shows that there's a lot going into this that isn't based on economics because you don't see these kind of swings. A lot of this is politics. It's not just an adjustment for some slight trade imbalances. It's not just an adjustment for we spent too much money over the prior term, now we're going to spend too little. We're seeing economic impacts that are going to go beyond just the tariffs. But on the tariffs themselves, I think we all have to keep in mind that as we impose these, we're the ones paying for it. We're adding to the extra costs that we did. When we were talking before, when we had the 10, 11% inflation, those prices never came down. So now we might have another 5 to 10% or even more growth in inflation. It's going to make it hard for people with lower income to make ends meet. But there may be a plan. I don't believe what I heard in the intro, though, about this is all strategy. We had all this planned out because we're still talking about government. And government is not that savvy.
It sounds like you're saying the tail's wagging the dog here, but I mean, just the back and forth activity. First, we hear that no tariff negotiations. Then we hear tailor-made for individual countries. A lot of countries are coming in to make deals, the president says. Money is pouring in on a level we've never seen. Okay, fine. None of that is China. Where does China fit in all this?
China's a different entity. It's not just the tariffs. China is the biggest violator of property rights, intellectual property rights violations. And so somebody innovates in the U.S., they immediately reverse engineer it, and then they put out the product for a quarter of the price because they didn't have to go through all the costs. So the president is trying to punish China, not just based on any prior tariffs. He's trying to say, quit doing all this stuff. So it's more of a tool. The same thing happened with Mexico when he was saying, we want you to work more on the drug trade issues. But a lot of the other countries, it's, you had 10% on us, we're going to put 10% on you, but we're going to hold back for a little while.
But isn't there a way, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like there would be a way to do all this without the sledgehammer, without the black and white, now or never, that kind of business. It seems like you can get there. Am I wrong?
Yes and no. So in some cases, like the China is just 10 times more complicated than any other country because of these other issues. You may have to have the additional threats, but there's bigger risks beyond just the stock market when you start, going into a financial battle with a country that has that kind of weaponry and that size. There's always those extra risks. But with the smaller countries, and those are the ones where they're saying, you know what, we had 10% tariff before, we'll be willing to get rid of it if you get rid of it. I think what they're doing is they have so much on their plate and they're realizing that not all the countries are the same. They have to have a different strategy. And I think postponing these tit-for-tat tariffs for a little while is a good way of them kind of figuring out how do we want to handle these different classes of countries that we're dealing with in different ways. But the fact that they signaled initially, we're going to have tariffs, we're going to hold off for a month, it made it sound like it wasn't going to be that big a deal. And then they unloaded and it had that huge shock on the stock market. Now we're back to, hey, we're going to signal a little bit again. The government has to signal some of this stuff to keep these shocks from happening in the stock market that impact a lot of people.
Yes, I would think so. Okay, and the government also says, the administration also says that all of this activity is necessary to return manufacturing to the United States. That obviously, even if everything succeeds wildly right now, that's going to take a long time to happen. Does that make sense for you? This kind of a strategy, this kind of chaos, volatility, call it what you will, to return manufacturing to the United States?
Well, I don't want to return manufacturing at $2 rubber ducks when we're paying somebody minimum wage. That's not really helping the economy. This is why you have trade, and both countries can benefit in those cases. Now, there's an argument, the argument that's being put out there, or the example is, what if Apple brings everything back to the U.S.? Is everything going to be perfect? All right, let's say Apple's competitors, the price of a Samsung phone went up and it's $2,800 now. Apple's phone is going to be $2,700. Why wouldn't they raise their price to just under the competitor? So prices are going to be going up regardless of where this stuff is manufactured. We have to be really careful about how we do it, because I don't think you're going to see all of the different products that go into these high-tech cars, all these others. We have, 20 different countries in some cases, parts coming from all these different areas on it. It gets pretty complicated.
I was going to say, can it ever return? It sounds like the administration wants to return where you have the factories and you have people standing in line and they're doing all the things that you're seeing in other countries right now. Is that ever going to really return to this country?
We need to focus on, we have a huge national debt. A lot of what they're talking about is the tariffs are going to help pay that down, and we're going to cut government. The math doesn't work. You can't get rid of the national debt, which ideally should be about half of a year's worth of GDP. So we have to cut the national debt in half. It's around 35 trillion. It's just ridiculously high. It went up by 10 trillion in the last 4 years. The only way to do that is to increase productivity. People are making higher wages, and then we're collecting more in tax revenues. That means we have to invest in things like the chips manufacturing that we have here. We have to make sure we continue to invest in elevating everybody. That kid that was going to drop out of high school now has to graduate high school. That person that was just going to graduate high school now has to go to college. We need to lift everybody up. That's how we end up getting out of this financial mess. It's not bringing back, making, again, plastic toys, and then we have the tariffs on top of that. So instead of the $1 stores, we have $2 stores. But is that really helping anybody?
Bottom line, are we headed for a recession? There are economists right now that are saying we're already in a recession.
We're not in a recession. We're potentially headed for one. The tariffs are going to put a strain on things, but some of the more severe cuts at the federal government level, like the big cuts on potential Medicaid and others, as soon as those trigger, we'll be in a recession. 60% of economists think that there's a 60% chance of there being a recession this year. But I do want to end on a positive note, though, for the administration. We should have been dealing with these tariff imbalances for decades. It took this level of frustration and the acceptance by the public to say, let's do something about it. We should have been dealing with the property rights, the intellectual property rights issues with China long ago. So we didn't have bold leaders back then. Now we have a leader that I would say is being a little bit overly bold, and I don't know how this is going to turn out. And I look at this, I do this for a living, I do not have any idea how this is going to turn out, and that's why you're going to see the stock market fall by another 1,000 or 2, and then it's going to go up by another 1,000.
Before you go, real quickly, bond yields. I mean, they're rising. What's going on with that? The U.S. Treasury bonds used to be where everyone thought, safe haven, this is where we go, and all you know what breaks loose. People aren't even going there anymore.
The model is different now. You would normally see there's extra risk. All right, let's get into gold. Bitcoin would follow a certain pattern. Things are not following the traditional pattern because we are not getting clear enough signals. I would like the DC to say, here's roughly what you're going to do. I mean, Greenspan did that just by tugging on his earlobe, and then we knew he was going to raise interest rates a little bit.
Yeah.
We need maybe Trump to, maybe scratch his chin a little bit if he's going to raise tariffs.
All right, Jim Rounce, economist, always a pleasure, always interesting. Good information. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you, my friend.